It's straight talk with no chaser. Is the people oh, empowers you with a choice. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. She provides a platform to grow and gives dying people hope. She gives you straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Straight talk with no chaser. Welcome, welcome, welcome to the Straight No Chaser Show. This is your host, Rhea Ray Harris, and I am so glad to be with everyone this evening. Tonight, I have another entrepreneur here, Miss Patricia Mcbroom. How are you?
I am doing fine.
Now, we're having our conversation
Okay.
because a good amount of my audience is Chicago-based or from Chicago. They always want to know, are you a Chicagoan?
Actually, no, I'm not.
They don't die. Okay, go on.
I was raised in Chicago. I've been in Chicago since the age of 4, born in Liberia. So I am here. My mom, who's South Side of Chicago, raised South Side of Chicago, uh, brought 2 babies back from Liberia, and I have been here ever since. I think a few years ago I left, was gone for a while, and now I'm back for good. So yeah, so technically,
That's
sort of
enough.
kind
That's enough of a Chicagoan.
yeah,
Oh, okay.
sort of kind of.
And what side of town? They love to know that too.
West side of Chicago,
All right.
Austin area. Originally, I was a South Sider, and then I got married, and my husband changed all of that. So I'm still
So-
getting acclimated to the whole West Side thing.
You know what? It doesn't take too long. You just have to get your main streets together. And then
Exactly.
you can go from there. So
Exactly.
still south side at heart though.
Yes, I am. Yes, I am.
All right. Well, now your business is Abigail's Apothecary. Am I pronouncing that correctly?
Abigail's Apothecary.
Apothecary. All
Yes.
right.
Mm-hmm.
And let me step back.
Okay.
Before you started this business, what were you doing?
Before I started this business, I've been in the health food industry for about maybe over 10 years. So health and wellness is what I was doing. Um, and my health and wellness started in 2003. I was trying to do a master herbalist program, and I needed to do an internship. So I found the local health food store, and I walked in. I was already a regular customer, and I said, I just want to work here for free. I need to be in this environment for free, and worked there for about a week. And she was like, I can't have you working here for free no more. I got to pay you. You're knowledgeable, and that was it. That was all she wrote, and it's been a passion of mine.
Let's take a step back even further because that's where
Okay.
I was going. It takes a lot, firstly, to be an entrepreneur,
Mm-hmm.
period. But to walk in your passion means it started well before your entrepreneurship started. So what even led you to go to that health food store to volunteer to work for free? What was already in you?
Well, my very first experience was I had just had my second son, and I was having some issues, and I wanted to go natural. And so the Back to Eden book, I don't know if you're familiar with this, a huge herbal book. And it has always been in our family. And so one day I decided, okay, I'm going to check this book out found some herbs, used it, and it worked. And I was like, okay, here we go. And it just progressed. From there, it progressed. I don't care if I had a cold or the boys had a cold or if there was, an ache or a pain. I was like, we going natural. This is what. So that initial first box of peppermint tea.
That first discovery
that was it.
There was no need for a prescription.
Exactly. And that was it.
Okay. So now we're going to step back one step forward.
Okay.
So you are working now on salary at the health food store.
Okay. You mean the first health food store that
Oh, wait a minute. How many health food stores?
Well, actually, it's been 3. I'm at the 3rd one now.
Okay.
So I started at a Herbs and Vitamins in Tennessee, Clarksville, Tennessee. She had the store for 14 years. I was with her for 7. And then from there, she closed the store. So then from there, I ended up being a CNA. And while being a CNA, there was another health food store that opened up, which was called the Tree of Life.
Now, were you still in Tennessee at this time?
Yes, I was still in Tennessee at that time. And so I started working with them. I was with them for about 2 years. And then that's when I stopped working there. And then I moved back home to Chicago. So now I'm at the Sugar Beet Co-op in the wellness section. So that's what I do. Folks come in. If they have questions about, I have diabetes and what can I use? Or if they're just starting on their natural health journey, then I'm also there to assist them with that, to let them know, okay, if you have high blood pressure, then you can't take this, and that, but you can have this. So that's what I'm there for, kind of give them the information that they need so that they can make the decisions for themselves.
With Abigail, how did you go from being a health and wellness nutritionist, basically, to creating your own line?
Okay. A friend of mine, she is a master herbalist and naturopath, and she was doing a workshop on how to make it was called the medicine workshop. So it was also going to teach you how to make your own extracts, your own salves. And I've always wanted to learn how to make the extracts. So I was like, I don't know. So took the course, loved it. And from that point on, I had started, I was tinkering around with different combinations of herbs. And so she was the one that basically pushed me into, she was like, stop playing around, go ahead and do it. And I was like, well, I don't know. And she was like, no, the Lord gave you this. This is your talent. Do it. So, and those are just kind words. I'm using
because friends
the
are
nice
different.
Exactly. And so that's how Abigail's Apothecary was started.
For those people that aren't familiar with what your products are, give a little explanation of what you created and what it does for you.
Okay. Well, for those who may not know what liquid extracts are, they are liquid concentrated herbs that are extracted with alcohol or vinegar, or you have some that extracted with glycerin. I like to do mine with alcohol, a vodka. It's stronger, it lasts longer, and it's a little bit more potent. So I decided to come up with 4 blends that I've used and that have worked. But for main things, people are always talking about their liver. Folks are always talking about their immune system. Folks are always talking about pain. So I came up with an immune system blend, a liver blend, and an inflammation blend to start out with. And I'll have every once in a while, I have somebody say, oh, you need to come out with this blend. And I'm like, I'm just sticking to, to these 3 for right now, because those are the major things that people are always asking about. But the liver blend, what the liver blend does is it helps to not only to assist the liver in cleansing, but it also helps the liver to heal in that cleansing process. Okay. My immune system blend, the immune system blend helps with if you have the first signs of a cold or just feeling
right, a little
right, you start taking it and it'll help to boost the immune system. But with my immune blend, there are a couple of ingredients that I have in it that may not be suitable for those who have autoimmune issues. And one of the ingredients that I have in it is the echinacea. So anyone who has issues with autoimmune, I don't care if it's lupus or HIV, fibromyalgia, they may want to check with their doctor first. All my products say check with your doctor first, but that immune system is the main one. And then I have the my inflammation blend, which is just ginger and turmeric together. And I call those two the powerhouse because they both help with pain, inflammation, and the turmeric is high in antioxidants. So that's helping with getting rid of those free radicals. So those are the three that I have. And then I have the turmeric by itself for just those who, who may have issues with ginger, but they can do the turmeric by itself.
For those people that are very unfamiliar with their actual bodies, and as I have been working with entrepreneurship, rebirth of the Straight No Chaser Show, I'm finding when I speak with people that deal with healing, how surprised I was to find out how little the average person knows about their own bodies and what their organs do.
Right.
So for those who are unfamiliar, what is the purpose of the liver?
The purpose of the liver is to detoxify anything environmental, anything, whether it's anything that you're taking as far as prescription drugs or it filters. That's what it does. It's supposed to, whatever you take into your body, the liver works hard to filter it. Okay? So the liver is a hard worker. So if you are someone who drinks or consumes a lot of alcohol, you are making your liver work extra hard. Someone who may love fatty foods, you are making your liver and your gallbladder work really hard because the liver and the gallbladder work together. Okay, so that's basically what the liver does. It cleanses. It's supposed to filter everything out. So if you're feeding your body whole foods, and what I mean by whole foods is like fruits, vegetables, you're making your own foods and not eating a lot of processed foods. A lot of processed foods have a lot of chemicals and pesticides and things of that nature that makes the liver have to work even harder. So someone, may want to do a liver cleanse once or twice a year, depending on their lifestyle. Okay, because we want to keep the liver in tip-top shape. It's the only one you're gonna have, just like your heart. But it filters so much and it works so hard that when it stops functioning like it's supposed to, then you have issues like cirrhosis of the liver. You may have issues with the bile ducts that lead from the gallbladder to the liver. So you have all these different issues that'll start to manifest. So it's always good to do a good liver cleanse. And for those who can't do certain herbs or may feel a little bit leery about herbs, there are other alternatives like liquid chlorophyll. Liquid chlorophyll cleanses the liver and cleanses the blood. So if you want something mild, that's another route that some folks can go as far as dealing with the liver.
When you have customers that are coming to you with pain issues, what typically is the diagnosis? Is there any one or two diagnoses that they receive that make them come to you, like arthritis or?
Right. I've had folks come to me who have issues with, and first of all, I always like to tell folks, if you don't know what it is, I don't know what it is. So if somebody, hey, I got this pain in my elbow. Well, go to the doctor, find out what it is, let me know what it is, and then we can go a natural route for you. But yeah, as far as arthritis pain, which is the major one, it's always arthritis, or they'll just say, I just have so much inflammation. And so when you're dealing with a lot of inflammation can affect your heart. Okay. So that's something that a lot of folks are starting to have a lot of understanding about that. Okay. I'm constantly having this inflammation. The more I have it, the more it's affecting my heart. And if once your heart is affected, then that can lead into other things. That can lead into high blood pressure because the blood isn't circulating, pumping through the heart like it's supposed to. So those are that's the main thing, the arthritis. So I always recommend that my inflammation unit to help with it and have them take it 2 to 3 times a day.
Okay.
So that's, arthritis is the main thing.
Is the weather fluctuation a factor for those people that have arthritis?
It's, with the joints, especially when it rains. Folks say, I can tell when it's about to rain because my joints just get so, with issues like that, if they can be proactive and take something daily to work with that, and then also pay attention to the different foods that they eat, which also can contribute to inflammation. Those things will help in that area, because with herbs, it's not something that you say, well, okay, well, I'm gonna take this turmeric for life. No, you want to use it, let it assist the body in healing, and then you move on to something else that you may be having issues with. But it's not just something that you say, well, I'm gonna stay on this for, like the doctor will tell you, you're gonna be on this for the rest of your life.
And that's interesting because a lot of people in the medical field and in the what I call the herbalist community, I don't know if that's the actual term for it, but that's my term for it.
Right.
Promote certain things are lifetime medicinal solutions. And I've always wondered about that because personally I don't want to have to take anything forever.
Right. Exactly.
Because that should be a hostage situation.
Right.
If I don't take you, I'm gonna fall out on the floor.
Right.
So it's refreshing to hear you say this is to deal with a particular set of circumstances.
Right.
And once we have that set of circumstances under control,
then you can
move on to something new. For the people dealing with the immune system just not functioning well, is it again a dietary issue on some levels?
Yeah. Sometimes, but not all the time.
Okay.
They, a lot lately, a lot of people have been having issues with what is called leaky gut syndrome. So, and what that is that the intestines, your intestines are made so that they protect things from entering. Okay, so if you're eating a sandwich or whatever, the way that the intestines are made is that it's gonna keep those particles within your intestines. So when leaky gut happens, the intestines themselves start to get what is that word? Permeable?
Yes.
That's what, okay, permeable. So
let's say semi-permeable.
Semi-permeable, right? So things are able to come into the intestines and come out of the intestines and get into the bloodstream. So you have some people who, so you have some folks who they say, well, I have issues with gluten. And if I eat it, my immune system goes crazy or blah, blah, blah. Well, that could be one of the issues that they're having. So a lot of folks that are saying, I have issues with gluten, I'm having issues with different rashes, my energy is low, or I always tell them, get your gut checked. because that's where everything starts. Your gut is that's where your immune system is. So whatever it starts in the gut. So if your diet is low in fiber, you're not going regularly. That's an issue. I've had some people tell me, well, I only go once a week. That should be good enough. No.
Once a week?
Some people, they're fine with going once a week. Some folks, they do know that it's an issue, but what people don't understand is that with the intestines, if you're not going properly, at least 3 times a day, well, if you're not going, where are those toxins being redistributed back into? So if you're not going, that stuff is seeping through your intestines and going right back into your bloodstream, which is causing a lot of issues. So, yeah.
And they've made a heap of money off of the gluten-free industry.
Mm-hmm.
Because a lot of what I personally feel has happened is they know that there's a problem.
Right, and there is a major with them.
Now that you've said that, is a symptom.
Mm-hmm.
More so than the quote-unquote real problem.
To a certain degree. Yeah, right, to a degree.
But instead of fixing the problem, we're just making money off of selling gluten-free items.
Right, because everybody, you may have some people that have issues with celiac disease, and then you have some that they just want, they feel as though, well, I want to be preventative, so I'm not gonna deal with that. And then too, you also gotta look at the way that wheat is being processed now is not the same because nobody was having these issues, 15, 20 years ago. Do you see what I'm saying?
No,
so the way that the wheat is being processed and produced, that's the main issue. But you do have some folks that really their bodies cannot tolerate it. Their bodies cannot tolerate it.
Okay. Well, now, if I wanted to come to you, I've gone to the doctor.
Okay.
I said, look, they told me I have rheumatoid arthritis.
Mm-hmm.
And I also catch anything that my child comes home from daycare with easily.
Mm-hmm.
Can you help me?
Yes, I can help. One of the things that I would do is I would have someone fill out an evaluation. And it's a detailed evaluation. I want to know certain things that you eat. Are you drinking enough water? Are you exercising? What type of medications are you taking? What other health issues do you have? How are you feeling mentally? How are you feeling spiritually? Because I don't just like dealing with people on just to hear my symptoms. I want to deal with you holistically, because it's more to it than just, oh, my stomach hurt. So it's, I like to deal with folks on mentally, physically, spiritually, what's going on with you on all those levels. So then that way we can work with that along with seeing what you're eating, what your environment is, what type of environment you work in, because some places that could be the trigger for arthritis or other immune issues that someone may have. So I would have them do that. Once that's done, then I would recommend that they do a full body detox, something that's going to cleanse the cells, the intestines, the liver, the kidneys, everything. And that, I always recommend that they do that for maybe 30 to 60 days. Okay. I used to say 90, and folks used to give me the side eye. 90 days. So I say, okay, 30 to 60 days.
And what does that type of cleanse entail in general?
You mean what's in it?
Right.
Okay.
Are we talking about a pill? Are we talking about liquid?
Well, it's a little bit of both. Like I always recommend that for the cleanse they do a mixture of chlorophyll, bentonite clay, psyllium husk, and this is something that they would drink in the morning before they eat anything, and then the last thing that they would do in the evening, maybe 2 hours after their last meal. And this is just a general type thing. So if it's anything else that they're having issues with in between, I may recommend certain supplements to do while they're doing their cleanse to help it along. But yeah, we just go from that. So it's like peeling an onion. Once we take care of that, then you can say, well, you know what? Well, that was taken, but this, I've noticed that this has also been going. Then okay, well, let's deal with that, because you're not gonna get everything taken care of within those 30 to 60 days, because we've been abusing our bodies
for years.
So it's not something that can be taken care of overnight. It's not gonna happen.
When the customer comes, the client comes and says, okay, I have sniffles because these children bring home these things from the daycare, and I have rheumatoid arthritis. I'm on a job that can be stressful, and I need balance.
Okay.
I need a little more balance. I filled out, in doing your application, I saw for myself that there were some things that I didn't address. I need some balance. At that point, where we're going to do the 60-day cleanse, and then we're going to keep a line of communication open to keep addressing the other issues.
Yeah, because I don't want somebody to feel as though, okay, this is what take all this stuff and then holler at me 2 months from now. Okay. So I always want people to feel as though, okay, because sometimes folks, they feel a little bit intimidated. And I don't want anybody to feel as though they can't pick up that phone and say, well, I think I misunderstood what you said about such and such.
Well, I just have a question about it.
Right. So, I want them to feel that they can continually give me a call and ask questions, because if you don't ask, you don't know. And then I want to make sure that you're doing your regimen properly. But as far as the kids catching kids cold or whatever, there's different essential oils you can use to have within your home that will help to get rid of the germs in the air. Or the kids come home, you have them wash their hands and stuff that you can spray. And if the job is stressing you out, you can have you some little essential oil diffuser with some lavender just sitting there next to you, and to help to calm you down and relax. And then scripture.
Wait, I don't have a head cover. I'm doing it. Hold on. Wait a minute. Girl, don't break out these scriptures.
No, I'm not. Okay. I was just using that just,
Don't look around at the panic. Like, is there a scarf anywhere around here?
Just, scripture is also good to help, because that, for me, that grounds me. It's grounding, and it keeps me in check.
And for those of you who don't know, the reason I was looking for a head covering is 1 Corinthians,
the 7th chapter. Wait, 1 Corinthians, the 11th chapter.
11th chapter. I usually use verses 3 through 10.
Okay.
Okay. So when we're talking about the Bible, we're dealing with scriptures, we have to have a head covering, and that's the chapter.
I don't always got mine.
Please, right. I was like, what?
Just in case.
Okay. Now, let's go and have a small conversation about that, because you didn't do this without any faith.
Oh, no. That was, I can honestly say, for a while I had been fighting it. Like, I don't know. Sometimes we're our worst critics. So I prayed on it. There were times where it's just me, this whole new concept of, okay, I'm going to run my own business. I don't know what I'm doing with a lot of this stuff. So prayer came into that, like, Lord, just, okay, what do I do? How do I go about this? And even for me, when I'm mixing when I'm getting my herbs together to get my liver blends or whatever, I pray over them. And I ask the Lord to heal. Let these herbs heal those who are in need. Let it heal them so that they can be, so that they can be whole. Even when I'm doing my body butter, before I cut up everything to get ready to make it, I'm saying a prayer over, because it ain't me that's doing this. I'm just a vessel for that. This ain't me, you know. So that's yeah, that's, hey, before I get it done, I face to the east and I pray, you know. And sometimes that freaks people. You pray over, yeah, this is.
When you're dealing with something not just that touches your life, but the lives of other people,
yeah,
that is a God mission.
Exactly. This ain't, you know,
This is an ego-based show.
Exactly. This ain't, because I know if it wasn't for the Most High God, Jesus, giving me this talent, that's not something, you know, this isn't something that I knew as a child that I wanted to do. No, this is something that the Lord just, I felt that he guided me into that direction. And so, my company is based on the 10 Commandments. I'm not here to, this ain't no quick buck for me. This is something that means a lot to me. And this is something that I love to do because I enjoy helping people. And I personally feel that as far as, we have control over our own health. This is our bodies. So if I'm going to the doctor and he says, here, take this antibiotic. Me personally, I don't want to take no antibiotic. If I go to you and I find out what it is that's going on with me, I'm going to take my behind home. I'm going to open up my books and I'm going to get what I need to handle that. And that's just me. I'm very cautious and, telling other folks, okay, but that's just.
Let's do our disclaimer.
Yes.
She is not giving you medical advice.
No.
She is speaking for what works for her.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Now we can continue our conversation.
Yes. But that's how I do it. I don't, I truly believe that if you keep God first in everything that you do, everything else is gonna fall into place. Once you step out of that, then to me, you're asking for chaos to ensue. I don't want no chaos. So that's just that's how I do it.
Now you mentioned body butters.
Yes.
I want you to tell the viewing and listening audience, now that we know that we have the cleansing, we also have body butters.
Yes, and I have something for you.
See, no.
That's
and you can't have none, or I'll let you smell it. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. That is the Abigail's Apothecary body butter. It's not necessarily fragrance free. I don't have any fragrance added to it. So it's just the natural fragrance from the shea butter, the cocoa butter, the mango butter, and the coconut oil. So a lot of folks, I've had people tell me, oh, it smells so good, it smells like chocolate, or it smells, and I'm like, that probably picking up on the cocoa butter that's in there. But it's all natural, and it is hydrating for the skin. You can use it in your hair, so you can use it from head to toe. A little goes a long way. It's what a lot of folks would consider vegan, because I don't have any type of animal products in it. The only thing that I'm working with now, trying to do, is that with my body butter, during the summer, this is something that I started last year, but during the summer, as far as shipping, I won't be able to ship it because it gets hot and that will melt. Okay, so, and I'm like, I don't want to be sending folks stuff. It's supposed to be with butter, and here come these oils. So I'm trying to figure out a way to do that without
using preservatives that
right. And and at the end of the day, I'm like, if I have to take that bite because I feel it's a good product. So, I don't want to jeopardize anybody else getting it and not getting 100% from it. So, but it's all natural. I've had some people tell me that it has helped with different scars that they may have had. So it's
Dryness,
awesome. Dryness.
eczema.
It's a sister that goes to the IOG wine show.
Yes.
She says, what does she call it? No more ash. So shout out Maja. But yeah, so it helps with that. You know.
Now, I saw,
Mm-hmm.
because that's when I approached you to come on the show,
Okay.
was an advertisement because you were selling this as a fundraiser.
Yes. This is a fundraiser for the House of Jacob to help with their building fund. I wanted to, we have the GoFundMe, we have people donate, but I wanted to do something that I could say, you know what, I want to donate. Because what I do is I donate $1 per order. So if somebody, has a $20 order, still $1 comes out of that. But I do so that way I can help to contribute to the building fund. And this isn't something that's just, oh, I'm gonna be doing this for a few months. This is until the House of Jacob's right. Until they say we're at our goal. Okay, then I can move on to, if it's anything else that, as far as organization that I like, that I may, I want to do such and such with them. Let me donate, So that's that's been my main priority. And the body butter just happened by accident. It happened by accident. I was on Facebook. Because every year during wintertime, I try to make a body butter for my skin, and I would just do it for my family. And so I was like, post a video. I'm gonna post this video.
And somebody said, girl, where can I get that?
Look, you selling it? And I was like, no, I hadn't planned on selling anything. But that wasn't something that I had planned on doing with Abigail's, at least for a few years down the line. So when I posted that on Facebook, I had no idea that would be pushing it up sooner than what I thought. So a lot of folks have been, they've been hitting me up. They've been going to the website. Things are still a little bit slow, but that's okay. That's all right. But I've been getting a lot of people that have, I really love it. It's working. When you're gonna have another batch ready. And I also have it now. It's being sold at Sugar Beet Co-op. So it's on the shelves there. So folks can come into
What's the address?
812 Madison Street. Yeah.
In Chicago?
In Oak Park, Illinois.
In Oak Park. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Now, before I go any further, who's Abigail?
Abigail. Abigail is my favorite sister by.
That's what I thought.
Yes. That's to Abigail, for me, Abigail, she was a strong sister. She was humble and she was smart. Very smart. And that she's just, her story is, I love it.
Because for those that don't know, I know Patricia from church.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why when I said Abigail, but she didn't name it Patricia's.
Nope.
She didn't name it Mcbroom's. She named it Abigail.
That's right.
So I knew that had to be from the Bible.
Yes.
Unless that was your mom's name.
And a lot of people that still ask me, is this your? I'm like, no, my mama's name was Charlotte. No, or I'll have folks that'll think my name is Abigail. Right. I'm like, no, my name ain't Abigail. I'm Patricia. So they'll ask me, why Abigail? And I'm like, good, I can tell you a story about the Bible.
There you got a little bit of the word.
There you go.
Now, for someone that wants to have that conversation with you about the holistic healing, because a lot of what we go through, like you explained, it's not just, oh, the weather is a little damp, or, the children come home from daycare. Mm-hmm. It is actually a holistic situation where your body is responding to an overall set of circumstances.
Right.
How do they reach you to have that conversation with you?
They can reach me, because right now my phone number is new, so,
Mr. McBroom, phone number, please.
I just got this phone.
What's the website first?
Oh, the website is abigailsapothecary.com.
And for those that don't know what apothecary means.
Apothecary is basically someone who mixes elixirs together. So you have some that may, somebody was mentioning an apothecary that mixes chemicals together. Well, mine is I mix herbs. That's what I do. So that's what basically, in short, an apothecary. But
here he comes, child. Here he comes. The new phone number is
312-549-0985. And this is where they can reach me personally. So that I can, and if you can't reach me, you can always leave a message.
And if they want to see you at the store?
They can come into the store. Now, if sometimes I'm able to give a one-on-one. Sometimes customers will come in like, I just need to sit down and talk to you, and I'll have a few minutes if it's not busy. But right now, as far as doing the evaluations, I don't have a space for that. So it's always either done through email. I'll email them the evaluation. They fill it out. They email it back to me. I get a regimen together for them because the evaluation is $45. So once that's paid, then I sit down with them, or better yet, I call them and we have a over the phone conversation where I tell them, this is what I gathered from your evaluation. This is a regimen that I have set up for you. And then I answer any questions that they may have. So once I get a space whereas I can have them come in, then that'll change. But right now, everything is through email as far as evaluations and over the phone.
And if I recall correctly, Brother McBroom helped me out. Is Abigail in 1 Samuel 25?
Yes, I think so.
Well, I still got it.
I think so.
My memory's still there. Okay. So for those of you that want to know for real who Abigail is,
check that sister out.
Just check out 1 Samuel 25 and get a better understanding of how spiritual Patricia is, because this is not a labor of, I'm trying to be, cash strong.
Right.
No one's saying we want to be broke.
Right.
But this is a labor of not just love, but of faith, because you don't name something after the Bible's characters.
Just all willy-nilly.
Run a game if you are, woo the lake of fire is not that.
Exactly. And I have an issue with heat.
Yes. So one more time, the website, the phone number.
The website is abigailsapothecary.com. My phone number is 312-549-0985.
And where is this on the shelf? One more time.
This is on the shelf at Sugar Beet Co-op at 812 Madison Street. It's in Oak Park, Illinois.
Well, thank you so much, Patricia McBroom, for being a guest on the Straight No Chaser show. I'm always excited with my entrepreneurs because what I would like to do is, in a few months, have you come back, talk about the growth and development of your business, and we'll have some more great things. And if someone wants to contribute to the building fund, do you know the site for that, for the House of Jacob?
It is the houseofjacob.org.
Okay.
And there's a link for it's a link that they have that they can click for the GoFundMe account.
Awesome.
Yeah.
And with that, we are ending the Straight No Chaser show for this evening, where we celebrate enrichment, entrepreneurship, investment, economics, and empowerment. I'll see you next week. Peace and blessings in the name of Jesus.
Amen.
Everyone be safe.
It's straight talk. She gets straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk, no chaser. straight talk, no chaser. Straight talk, no chaser.
What is your schedule like with
Life of black woman.
Whoa.
How soon?
I'm just wondering whenever your schedule is.
Because
She's closed on Monday, so
She
it's
can
gonna
straight
be
talk, no chaser. Straight talk, no chaser.
there on
Straight talk,
the Black
no
Week show.
chaser. Straight talk, no chaser.